Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh no.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
All week long.
Snow, say it ain't so. All rise. Order in the court. We're starting in Florida today on We Got a Case, and myself, Credence, and Mikey, the legend.
Hi. How's it going? Beautiful Friday, Creed. It's the end of the week.
Yeah, about damn time.
Will there be court on Monday?
Why? What is Monday? Is it a holiday?
I think it's a holiday.
Oh. Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Yes, we will. If we say there won't be court, sure as hell there'll be like 50 things on in the morning.
I'm pretty sure every other holiday, they're like, well, I mean, the post office is closed. Surely court's closed. We ain't doing it.
First appearances and stuff like that, man, they don't stop. There's no end to that.
All right, good to see everybody funneling in. Happy Friday. Let's do it. We're going over here to this. You got something ready to go also, you said.
Yeah, I stopped some Clayton County court stuff.
It's Friday.
But we'll go to that. We'll check out Florida. Judge Kenny Rogers on the bench, the gambler.
Yes, sir. You're waiving your right to have, and also have an evidentiary hearing. Yes, sir. You're waiving your right to have your attorney cross-examine the state's witnesses and contest their evidence. Yes, sir. You're waiving your right to present any defenses you may have of the allegations. Yes, sir. You're waiving your right to subpoena your own witnesses to come to court and testify on your behalf. Yes, sir. You're waiving your right to testify and remain silent at the trial and at the evidentiary hearing, which would be your decision to make. Yes, sir. You're waiving your right to appeal anything but an illegal sentence. Yes, sir. Are you doing this of your own free will? Yes, sir. Blankenship, you feel the pleas in your best interest. Yes, sir. You understand if you're not a citizen
thank
of
you.
the United States,
$10
you may
to
be
get
subjecting
the day
yourself to
going.
deportation proceedings by entering the plea.
Good start.
All right, and Mr.
Thanks,
James,
Mr.
you're not
Mel.
aware of any DNA evidence. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
I'll accept
No
the stipulation
DNA,
I made with Mr. Meredith, and I'll find there's a prima facie case, and we'll find that Mr. Blankenship's pleas were freely and voluntarily made. After consultation with his attorney, I'm going to accept it in case number 22 CF 3276.
James from Oklahoma.
He's adjudicated guilty of burglary,
James.
structure, and grand theft. He's placed on a term of probation not to exceed 24 months on each count to run concurrent with each other. He's assessed fines and costs of $1,028. I'm going to reserve on the issue of restitution. You must complete 50 hours of public service work at a minimum of 8 hours a month through the Bay County Work Program. I will give the Florida Department of Corrections the
Just
discretion
8
to
hours a
amend
month?
that
That's not a
direction of the
lot.
Probation officer.
That's not bad.
Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles may apply additional penalties. If he's required to give a DNA sample, he must submit one. He'll forfeit all seized
Hell
hours.
yeah, $5
Enter
make you
successful
holler.
complete the Keaton House and the aftercare
Very
program that
quickly,
leads to Keaton House in Tallahassee. This will be a bars to bed, which means you remain in the Bay County
Fellow
jail
YouTuber.
until a
I
bed
got
becomes
to see,
available. Any violation of the jailhouse rules or the Keaton House rules can serve as a basis for a violation of probation. On case number 21 CF 3360 and 21 CF 4803, your probation is reinstated. You're extended 24 months from the day's date. You'll enroll and successfully complete the Keaton House and the aftercare program. That sentence will run concurrent with the sentence you just
So that's why we've
received.
got that
All
uptick
monies
of
approved
viewers
imposed
in
but not
Arizona
paid
now, Margaret.
will
Thank you.
Be reimposed. There's an additional $250.
I love it.
Today for the
Thank
cost
you,
of
Mark.
prosecution of violation of probation. Sir, you have 30 days to find notice of appeal. If you wish to appeal the judgment sentence, if you'd like to have an attorney to represent you and you can't afford one may be appointed to represent you at no charge. Good luck to you, sir. You step over, be fingerprinted, and speak to the probation officer.
And in between that time, the bailiff will do a load of laundry since he's got the liquid detergent right there in front of him.
Chris, it's Friday and he's got beers to drink.
Your Honor, this is Donnie Smith II in case 22-742 et al.
Donnie.
We've requested depositions. Those were in July. Apparently, they're going to give us better date.
Let's
We could come back in January.
Set it for January 26th at 9 o'clock.
And if I can do something, I'll move him up.
Yes, sir.
I know he's anxious to get resolved.
All right,
He's
you have
getting his hair pulled a lot in jail.
He's real anxious, Your Honor. I mean,
Just look how he's walking. Obviously, he's hurt from all the hair pulling.
he would like to get his hair cut as soon as he can if he's going to be staying.
Your Honor, this is Xavier Smith in 21-5006 and 22-1778. We were hoping the co-defendant who actually committed these crimes would have been extradited last week. I don't think he's gotten here yet. Next available pretrial.
Just set it for January 26th at 9 o'clock. There's a resolution. You can move it up.
Thank you.
I like
Damn,
that.
this
You
judge
know,
is not playing.
I like it. You know, the person that actually did these crimes isn't here yet. So
Yeah, the bad guy's not showed up yet, Judge. Is the public defenders looking at him going like, Judge,
Yeah.
the weekend,
pulling a Mikey.
keep going.
No, they
wrap
really
it up.
are flying through. They got their giant 2 gallons worth of Gojo.
Their finger. You
Your
don't
Honor,
see
this
that
is
much anymore.
Stanley case number 22-1494. In Mr. Stanley's case, I have deposition set from March 28th, but I'm asking to put him on a bond motion day so I can do a bond motion for him.
November 22nd at 9 o'clock, Madam Clerk. All right.
Thank you.
Have a seat, sir.
The other crazy part is that the judge actually seems to have all of the everything in order, like
He
everything
knows
right there.
Mr. Clark,
everything.
you got
that-
anybody else?
boom, boom, boom. I was going to
Crazy.
say, you don't see a lot of people doing
Little Richard
actual fingerprints like that with the ink and stuff anymore.
It's true, yeah,
Typically, it's all digital and scanned in and everything.
yeah, and I guess they're doing the real.
Yeah, the real deal, black on the finger, hold your fingers down, whole 9.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Little Richard Scott.
Little
United
Richard.
States of- State of Florida versus Little Richard Scott.
Little Richard?
Defendant will be
His
entering a
parents named him
plea-
Little Richard.
It's a
Oh,
mis-
you
yes,
just
Your
hand it up.
Honor. Okay.
Oh my god!
Good golly, Miss Molly.
If he's that little, look how little the dude is
Just hand it up.
saying his name.
What's he pleading to?
Resisting without.
He won't need to be fingerprinted. You can just have a seat.
You go sit down there, Little Richard.
Brian Thomas Redmond.
Mayor, come on, it's Friday. We're doing good,
Yeah, it's a great day.
except for the fact that the race tonight doesn't
Your
start
Honor,
till
this is
10
Mr.
o'clock.
Brian Thomas Redmond.
It's a little late for me.
Lowest case numbers 20
I
CF.
was in bed 10:30, up at
4346.
6:47 this morning, wide awake.
Mr. Redmond will be entering a plea of no contest this time. The counts as follows. Battery.
No contest.
Domestic violence strangulation, which is 3rd-degree felony, punishable by 5 years in Department of Correction. Felony battery from priors, that's in case number 201472, punishable by 5 years in Department of Corrections. Violation of pretrial release conditions, first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by 1 year in jail. And felony battery priors, violation of probation for 19 CF 1658, punishable by 5 years in the Department of Corrections.
Beautiful hire.
Defendant will be,
It is.
Mr. Redmond will be adjudicated guilty with 2-year term in the Department of Corrections, followed by 1 year of Community Control 2, followed by 2 years of probation. All appropriate court cost fines, fees will be assessed. We will waive the reading of the same. There will be
Throw the book at him.
730 days jail time.
Give it
credit
to him.
awarded for 20 CF.
He was choking a warrant. He deserves it.
50 hours of community service
James,
will
thank
be
you for the doll
performed
hair.
at the Direction of the probation officer,
Get
at
you on the
least 8
train.
hours a month.
ASAP.
$20 monthly cost of supervision, drug evaluation and counseling as recommended, with 0 tolerance for using controlled substance, random UAs.
Right there with you,
and,
Wingman.
We shall do a baseline to when
Viking.
we start those UAs, Your Honor. Their DNA sample, if required, adjudication of guilt on the misdemeanors with time served on those as well. Department of Motor Vehicles may give additional penalties as they require. There'll be a mental health evaluation to occur within 30 days and counseling as recommended by that professional, if any. No contact with any of the victims, Jessica Chambers or Kathy Redmond. Further, Your Honor, there'll be at least 30 hours per week maintained of employment. If not, 3 job applications per week will be provided. Take all prescribed medications.
They're gonna give him
as
job
prescribed and
applications?
Directed by healthcare providers. Completion of batteries intervention.
What do you think those
program,
are to?
Attendance of 2 AA meetings per week.
Gas station overnight
Which
shifts.
may substitute for community service work as allowed by the court. For 20 CF 1472, will be sentenced to 27 months with credit for 857 days. For 19 CF 1658.
27 months
sentenced to
already
30
credit for
months with
800
credit
plus
for
days.
957 days. The state agrees and has stipulated that there is enough jail credit for all incarcerated portions of the sentence. revocation of probation in 19 CF 1658 with no probation to follow in 20 CF 1472.
I'm going to consolidate count 2 into count 1, 20 CF 4346. And it's the state's intent that he only be on probation in the 20 CF 4346.
Speak up, lady.
Or supervised on one case.
Oh my God. That's actually his caricature he got last time he was at the theme park.
We will stipulate the required.
That one's
prima facie
free.
Cases in this. I'm not sure of any, or I'm not aware of any exonerative evidence, DNA or otherwise. And I believe there's an information file. We will waive the reading of the same.
All right, very good.
Sentence him.
Well, he's gonna be gone for a while.
Oh, I hope so. With all that.
I do.
All right, Mr. Redmond, you lower your hand and state your name.
Brian Thomas Redmond.
Redmond, you heard the announcement of Mr. Gorman. Is that correct?
Same here,
Yes,
Heidi,
Is
especially
that
the
your
come and
understanding
go.
of the agreement with the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody
real.
promised you anything other than what your lawyers just announced in open court?
Not there.
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the
Yeah, no thanks.
influence of any drugs or alcohol today, which would affect your ability to enter the agreement or understand the terms and conditions of it?
No, Your Honor.
I've been handed a violation, a plea waiver and consent form. There's the front page. On the second page is a signature of the defendant line. Is that yours?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had an opportunity to read that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had an opportunity to go over your BOP and your new charges with Mr. Gorman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had sufficient time to speak with Mr. Gorman about your cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with your lawyers, advice, and counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that being in the plea, you're waiving your right to go to trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're waiving your right to require the state prove the allegations against you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're waiving your right to have your attorney cross-examine the state's witnesses and contest their evidence.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're waiving your right to present any defenses you may have to the allegations.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're waiving your right to subpoena your own witnesses to come to court and testify on your behalf.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're waiving your right to testify to remain silent at the trial, which would be your decision to make.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're waiving your right to appeal anything but an illegal sentence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you doing this for your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Redmond, do you feel the pleas in your best interest?
I do.
You understand if you're not a citizen of the United States, you may be subjecting yourself to deportation proceedings by entering the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And see the state or defense aware of any DNA evidence that exists which might tend to exonerate Mr. Redmond?
No, Your Honor.
And you'll stipulate the prima facie case?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept the stipulation. I'll find as a prima facie case. I'm gonna find that Mr. Redmond's plea was freely and voluntarily made after consultation with his attorney. I'm going to accept it. In case number, and you're only intending him going on probation on the the 20.
It's the go, Joe.
346. He's adjudicated guilty of battery.
It's just a load of laundry
regulation.
running.
He is sentenced to 2
Or time.
years in the Florida Department of Corrections. This will be followed by 1 year of community control 2, followed by 2 years of probation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. So 3 years total.
3 years total. He's given credit for 730 days time served, which will basically be a time served on the
Yes, sir.
DOC sentence. Pardon?
That's 2 years sitting.
100
In
days.
case number 20 CF 1472, he's adjudicated guilty of felony battery. Count 1 in violation of pretrial release. Count 2 on the felony battery, he is sentenced to 720 days and 730 days in Florida Department of Corrections, given credit for 730 days time or 730 days time
Mhm.
served. On the violation of probation, his probation is revoked. He is sentenced to 730 days. Florida Department of Corrections given credit for 700. Or excuse me, his probation is revoked. Hold on.
Oh my God, he made a mistake. It had to stop.
All right, hold on just a second.
Wow.
It said, I was supposed to say 7,000 days.
Yeah, let me just read this. That'd be the easiest thing. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right.
Speed
Being
of light.
honest.
Case number 20 CF 1472, he's sentenced to 27 months with credit for 850 days. 850 days, which is time served, was basically time served. In case number 19 CF 1658, his probation is revoked. He's sentenced to 30 months with credit for 957 days. He has enough time that's time served in both of those cases. On the probation, he
Wow,
is,
I didn't know that.
to pay, do 50 hours of public service work. At the direction of the probation officer's cost of supervision is $20 a month. He must undergo a drug and alcohol evaluation, follow all recommended counseling, zero tolerance for use of any controlled substance not prescribed by a treating physician. He must undergo a mental health evaluation within the next 30 days and follow all recommended counseling. Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles may apply additional penalties. If he's required to give a DNA sample, he must submit one. He'll forfeit all seized items. He's to have no contact with Jessica Chambers or Kathy Redmond.
2 Wormans here.
He must take all prescribed
Assaulted.
medication as directed by his mental health or healthcare provider. He must maintain employment of at least 30 hours.
3
a week
jobs,
job,
Creed. He's got to have 3
employment.
jobs.
To proof of 3 job application. He
I like
must
that.
enter and successfully complete the batter's intervention
Interesting.
program.
Hey, Eric.
He must attend 2
Eric.
AA per week. Must
Alan?
pay substitute for 2 hours of community service work for every AA or NA meeting he attends. If I left off anything.
Got a lot to do, baby. A lot to
You
do.
have 30 days to find notice of appeal. If you wish to appeal the judgment sentence, you don't have an attorney to represent you. You can't afford one. One may be appointed to represent you at no charge. Good luck to you, sir. And you step over the finger.
Ulysses, look at you.
Yes, CC2.
The Eagles look really
First year
good.
of
I don't
Colorado.
know if they
Miss
might
Kate?
run the whole season.
Mayor, thank you both of you on the
May I-
monetary monorail. Man, this guy moving fast, and I love even the smaller ones. That one didn't take that long. Could you imagine some of these other judges if they just had that one alone? That would have been half the show.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I hear there's some job openings on Twitter. We'll watch. We'll watch one more.
Yeah,
And then,
watch another one. We'll jump over to Clayton
yeah,
County.
jump to what you got.
What you want, baby? I got it.
Yeah, even the gas station down the road's got
Thank you, Your Honor.
$1,000
Mr. Simmons
sign-on
Spate
bonus
Jr.,
every
case
500
number
hours.
22 CF 2562. We have deposition set upcoming 14th of this month. We just asked for
Yeah, we
a tracking
appreciate every
date.
dollar you
We'll set it for
know.
January 26th at 9 o'clock.
You're good.
You have a seat.
Well, that was quick. All right, onward
Sit
to
with
the
little
next.
Richard. Sit over there with little Richard, if you
Yeah.
would.
Sit right next to little Richard. Don't call him that. You get your ass beat. All right, where are we heading to?
Clayton County, Creed, with one of our favorite judges. Her name slips my remembrance, but you'll know it when you see her face.
I'll ponder that.
All right, are you Miss Bridget Dixon, ma'am?
See?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Okay. We are going to reset your matter to the 9th, which is on, what is that? Wednesday
We'll see.
for my next jail calendar. And we are trying to ascertain about that Riverdale case. They said they sent it over to the solicitor's office here and see if they have it by then. Okay.
She seems
If
so
they don't have
sweet.
it by then we're gonna have to move your case to the 18th. And they definitely should have it by then.
She's wifey material.
But as I understand it, you have a hold as well. And Ms. Dixon, quite honestly, all of this you kind of brought on yourself because, you didn't appear for court. So you don't have to say anything, but I'm just trying to let you know why you're being held. This is a bench warrant, then the
It's
other
your
case
fault.
because of failure to appear. So we're gonna try to get it worked out, but it is what it is right now.
Oh,
So
I'm right there with you.
so we'll see you back on the 9th at 1 o'clock. Ms. Gaston, you're excused. Ms. Gaston I'm going to appoint her to represent you on the Riverdale case as well. So, once it's over here officially in my court. And so
Why is
she's
it so
gonna be
dark over
working
there?
on trying to make sure they send it over to the solicitor's
ring
office so we
like
can get everything
that.
closed out
Just
together
something,
and move
anything.
you on to whatever else is holding you, because you have a hold. You're gonna
Okay.
have to go to somebody else's jail when you get released from here.
Okay.
All right.
A bench warrant, yes.
Deputy, she can go back, and Ms. Gatson, you're excused. Unless
Thank
you
you,
have.
Judge. Have a great day.
You too. All right, Deputy, can you bring up
Ms.
Leslie?
Leslie?
Ms. Ponder, I don't know if you joined the breakout room with Ms. Rainwater yet or not.
Miss Rainwater?
Wow. You live on the reservation, I hope.
Mrs. Rainwater, come. Like an old dude.
That doesn't look like Mrs.
All
Ray.
right. All right, thank you. Sir, can I get you and Ms. Woodham to raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will provide to the court would be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
That was
right,
Miss
thank you. You can Put your
Woodham.
hand down.
You got some
State
fake
your full
names
name.
over here.
Edwin A. Leslie Jr., Your Honor.
All right,
Junior.
Mr. Leslie, you're here because Ms. Woodham has filed a petition alleging that you violated your probation by in the following ways: failure to avoid injurious and vicious habits, and failure to complete an evaluation.
Drugs.
It appears, sir, that you have not received at least 3 days' notice of this hearing. You are entitled to 3 days' notice. Do you wish to have 3 days' notice, or do you wish to go forth with the hearing at this time?
Your Honor, I'd rather go forward with this hearing. Your Honor.
All right,
Oh, okay.
that's fine. Thank you.
Good move.
Ms.
Got the
Woodham,
lighting
go ahead
fixed
with
over
your
there. You notice
allegations.
They did. It's way
That's right.
brighter now.
The defendant entered a plea or was convicted of the offense of DUI alcohol less safe on the 19th day of September 2022 and was
She's
sentenced to
lying.
12 months on probation, according to the sentence on file in the record of this case. The defendant has violated the terms and conditions of probation in the following particulars: failure to avoid injurious and vicious habits. The defendant has failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits by testing positive for alcohol on September 27th, 2022 at the Office of Probation Services in Clayton County, Georgia. And the confirmation for that screening was received on October the 7th.
He went there
2022.
drunk.
And failure to complete the drug
Apparently.
and alcohol evaluation. The defendant has failed to provide proof of completing a drug and alcohol
Oh.
evaluation and following the recommendations thereof. And the defendant has 10 months and 14 days remaining on probation, and the sentence was not told.
Cocaine.
All right. Mr. Leslie, do you agree or do you deny that you violated your probation in the ways alleged by Ms. Woodham?
Your Honor, I agree. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms.
I
Woodham, do
concur.
you have a recommendation in Mr. Leslie's manner?
Yes, Your Honor. Credit for time served and return to probation. He's to complete his evaluation by November 30th and disclose the positive screen.
Don't show up
and
drunk.
be tested at each report for the next 3 months.
I'm sorry. So you said return to probation, credit for time served, return to probation, and what else did you say?
His evaluation needs to be completed by November 30th.
You
and
could
to
just got
disclose the
drunk
positive
after
screen
the
and
appointment.
on
Really?
probation.
I mean,
And he's going to be screened at each report for the next
not a
3
good
months.
idea.
Mr. Leslie, do you want me to follow Ms. Woodham's
Thank you,
recommendation?
Fletcher.
Or do you want to ask the court for something else?
Take the door. Take
Your
the.
Honor, I accept what my probation officer requested, Your Honor. But will I be going home?
I will check it out.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm sorry. I talked over you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I do accept what my probation officer requested. And
Okay.
all I asked, will I be going home?
Oh, home.
Yes, what she said is for you to get credit for time served, and so that means you be released back to probation. And she's recommending that you, well, she's recommending that you get your evaluation done by November 30th. And at the evaluation, you must tell them that you've tested positive for alcohol since you've been on probation and told not to use alcohol. And additionally, she's saying that she intends to test you at each report, each time you come in for the next 3 months. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, ma'am, I understand. Can I request something of Your Honor?
Go ahead.
That your analysis test be at that facility.
Say that one more time.
At that, your analysis test be at that facility at Clayton County, at the probation office.
That the test be at that facility?
Correct, Your Honor.
I don't.
The test will be completed at the office, Mr. Leslie. At the probation
Okay,
office.
Okay, I understand. I understand, Your Honor.
We're trying to say.
Okay, they have to send the test out to get the laboratory to confirm the results, if it's a positive result. And so that is done out of state, and then they get that back. And that doesn't mean you still can't fight it, but you know, I don't know exactly what you mean by have the result test done at the same facility. I'm not sure.
I understand you.
Okay. Mr. Leslie,
I think they've got a
did you have somebody email me? Because I'm
Uh-oh.
curious as to how they got my email address, and it's not proper for people to email the judge.
I thought the audio kept going. He emailed her?
Your Honor, I'm
No.
not aware of this. I've
Okay,
been locked up.
She said, you have somebody email me.
okay, that's fine.
Your Honor, if I may,
Interesting.
so I did do a jail visit yesterday or 2 days ago, and I believe I did see Mr. Leslie's family members there at the time. I believe they recognized me. They informed me about his, current situation. I did provide them my contact information, but
Kind of a
I did
celebrity,
not
Your
know
Honor.
how they were able to get your email address.
Yeah, they saw who I was. They said, look, it's Kim.
All right, well, it wasn't anything, malicious or threatening, but I'm concerned because that's not how we do things.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand.
Well,
That's
I'm letting
weird.
Mr. Leslie know so that he will
Nancy.
know to just, they're trying to
Email
help him, obviously, but that's not the way to do it. So, anywho, I see someone named Pamela Leslie. That's the name. That's the person who emailed me, ma'am. Can you unmute?
Monkey.
Bagel monkey.
Man
and
of the
turn your
people.
camera on?
And as he put it, he is the number one
Hi, Your
Miami
Honor. I'm
cop
Pamela
watching
Leslie.
streamer.
Actually, it was my sister
Absolutely.
Patricia that
Oh, okay.
emailed you. Okay,
Okay.
yes, but it was a protocol mistake. The email was supposed to go to Jennifer Woodham, and when it was my sister and my mother who saw Mr. Kim. I guess it was last Wednesday. And he gave them the card because he was the defender in the first case with my brother. And
Yes.
they did say something about, if you email, I'm not sure that he was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be the, defendant in this other situation. We just didn't know how protocol went. Email me or with the judge, she might've said judge or her judge by mistake. It was just really stressful. Forgive me, Your Honor, I take any responsibility on where it was going because it did go to, and I did ask the probation officer for hers to send that correspondence over.
Okay.
By the way, Kay already
All
had
right,
that pulled up and ready to go.
that's just, I don't know how y'all got that email address. Don't email me. If I'll be, happy to hear from Mr. Leslie. I give people time to talk and let me know if it's something, as you just said,
Right.
so he can speak for himself. If it's something that he wants, he's going to ask me to do, he can ask for that. So I'm very happy that he has support of his family, but
Yes, ma'am.
please don't email the judge. That's never going to be a good thing for you to do.
Yeah, that
unless
didn't
you're an
work out well.
attorney or somebody that has that clearance.
Okay,
All right.
yes,
But
thank you I'm sorry for the
No clearance,
misunderstanding.
Clarence.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
All
you,
right,
ma'am.
Mr. Leslie, I will.
Mr. Leslie.
All right, Mr.
you-
Leslie, so you saw, I remember you very well from the other day. You work at the VA, right? No,
That's
that's not
that's
you.
not correct.
Your Honor, that's
I remember you very well.
I know who
Okay.
you're talking about.
Yeah, okay, my bad, wrong person. But your face is very familiar, and I know your case just resolved in September, so,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think
sir,
she
I'm
just
going
doesn't want to hear
I
it.
do find that you violate the terms and
doesn't
conditions
wanna
of your
hear it.
probated sentence. I will, I'm going to revoke, how many days have you been in?
She's like, I don't be emailing me. Don't be sending me flowers. Don't be texting me.
I'm going to revoke,
Oof.
7, looks like you've been in a week. So revoke 7 days, you get credit for time served. I will return you to probation, sir. Under the following conditions, you must complete your substance abuse evaluation and show proof of that to your probation officer no later than November the 30th, 2022. And in that evaluation, you must disclose to your probation officer that you tested positive for alcohol since you've been on probation September 19th of this year. You will be tested each time you report to probation, at least for the next 3 months. So it's no longer random with you, not going to be random testing with you.
Creed, do you have
will be
licking
tested
up?
Each report.
I
All
do.
right.
You wanna jump to
Do
that?
you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I
you
can
have any
stop
questions
this.
about
We can come
anything?
back.
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
Miss Woodham, when do you need to see him back?
Tuesday, Your Honor, Tuesday morning, first thing before 11:30.
He needs to stop drinking.
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
I
you
mean-
got it, Mr. Leslie?
especially if you're showing up drunk.
Yes, Your
Yeah.
Honor.
So your urinalysis
All right,
and everything
sir.
else.
Go ahead and
I
get that
mean-
eval done. Or, as I said, I didn't go into the what your family member put in the email because I'm not supposed to. But if you have something else that you believe is going to help you deal with your problem with alcohol, then please, by all means, talk to your probation officer and get that done. Okay.
I wonder what it said.
Yes, Your Honor.
Might have needed some
Thank
help.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you,
he's
sir.
like
You should be
he needs
released
to see a
today.
doctor or something.
Yeah, that he has a little bit of a problem. Over to Licking, our favorite courtroom. Hopefully, we get to see Sue. And by the way, in the audience, an eclectic group of folks as we,
Bunch of non-dog registering sons of bitches.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, the next one that was never dealt with is from April the 2nd of 2021. They're claiming that you were driving an 04 gray Ford pickup on 21st Street near Granville Road within the city of Newark and Lincoln County,
Yeah,
Ohio.
that's
and that you were
bad.
exceeding the speed limit,
04
specifically
Ford
going
pickup.
53 and a 35, minor
I'd give
misdemeanor,
him a ticket,
maximum
too.
penalty $150 fine. They're also saying that you were driving under the license forfeiture, and again, it's an unclassified misdemeanor, so no jail time on that. How do you want to plead to those
Ford
charges?
and Ranger.
Guilty, sir.
Okay.
Thanks, Smooth. Did they just get out haircuts in jail?
Okay, so one of the cases that you had the warrant out after you'd already entered pleas, and actually I don't know how much I'm not so sure that you actually entered a plea, is that you got picked up on an OR bond, didn't show up when told, and I just entered a not guilty plea on your behalf. Anyway, it got assigned to me. It's driving under a license forfeiture. Again, unclassified misdemeanor, no jail. Because this one was assigned to me after the not guilty plea was entered, you have two options here. You can either stand on your plea of not guilty and have
I
a
didn't
trial
even know there
and
was
get
such a
court
thing as
date set for
Tylenol
it.
4.
Or you can just change your plea to guilty or no contest and wrap it up today.
Is that with codeine, I hope? The good stuff?
I say not guilty, sir.
Okay.
Got
It's the
everything.
exact same offense that you just pled guilty to on the other two, just so you know.
Yeah, I understand that.
All right, we'll go ahead and do a not guilty. We'll maintain your not guilty plea there. And then you have to on the last one because, again, that was assigned to Judge Higgins, which means it now belongs to Judge George. So I'm just going to set a bond on that one, and we'll get a new court date for you on that one, too. I need to get a current address for you, please.
1790 Churchill Downs Road.
Hi, Pamela.
Hi, Pamela.
Any apartment or half or rear or anything like that?
No, it's a house.
And that's in Newark?
Yes, sir.
Do you live there or use it as a mailing address?
Live with my mom.
No, I live there, sir.
And who do you live there with?
My father, sir.
Oh,
Are you
in your
employed?
face, Creed.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing these days?
I'm a sanitation engineer for Atkins Disposal Services
How long have you been with that?
Man.
for about at least 2.5 years or 3 years now.
Trash man.
Okay.
I'd say that too if I was a trash guy.
I almost asked you if you drive the truck, but I'm not going to do that based upon the fact that all four of these cases are driving under suspension.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he just looked down. Did you see that?
Oh,
He's looking down the-
God.
No, I.
How's his job letting him get away with that?
Because he's an engineer. He legit looked, after he said that, he looked down like in shame with a smirk on his face.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some sanitation engineers that like ride on the side, but nowadays that's kind of an old school way, picking it
Yeah.
up, dumping it in the
They got
back.
that arm. Yeah. It picks everything up.
It's pretty
Okay.
rural.
As far as those guilty pleas are concerned to the other two cases, you understand you're presumed to be innocent of everything. The state has the burden of proof, and you have a right to a trial to the court.
Yes, sir.
All right. You'll waive all those rights if you plead guilty because it's an admission of guilt. And I'll simply impose the fines and we'll be done. Understand?
Okay. Yes, sir.
And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything you want to say about these?
No, sir.
I did it.
Thanks for letting me get back to my engineering work too.
Engineering, a future for us all. Damn, he's like, I hope nobody see me on here.
I'm hoping that the guy in the suit that's sitting in the front pew is here for something, not just to help somebody. Hope we got.
Yes, he has
Okay,
his
so here's what we'll do on
travel
those.
papers. Creed.
On
He's
the
fine.
most recent one, the one from March, where you had both the driving under forfeiture and the failure to yield, 150 in costs on the license charge, 25 more on the failure to stop. On the speeding ticket from last April, you're going to double up the normal fine from the schedule as kind of a late fee, if you will. So that's $68 in cost, then another 150 on that driver's license charge. Now we'll get both of these old cases that were already assigned set for trials. If you're still incarcerated at that time, we'll have you brought over from the jail. You don't have a right to a trial by jury, and you don't have a right to ask for court-appointed counsel because there's no jail associated with those charges. But if you want to have a trial, we'll be ready to do that. If you at that point change your mind and decide you want to, just change it to guilty or no contest, you can do that too. Any questions?
No, sir.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. I'll see you at your next court hearing.
Have a little bit of banter.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
The weekend.
All right, Sue. Short and sweet, just like we like it.
That's right.
But unfortunately, I got more people over here, so you enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, you two, see you Monday.
All right, see you Monday.
That's it.
My God.
Well, thank you for your patience, gentlemen. When I call your name, you're going to come up here to the bench.
I'm
going to ask you for your rights in court form. That's the one that should have your initials in the boxes next to each paragraph and your signature at least once at the end. Then I need to verify that at some point you got a copy of your ticket or your complaint. You don't have to have it today, so if you don't freak out about that.
If he gets this,
if you did bring it,
going,
don't feel compelled to pull it out and show me. If you tell me you got a copy, I'll believe you. Now, after you've gone through that, you get the option of entering a plea. And you have three choices.
I guess Creed's
You
leaving.
can plead not guilty, you can plead guilty, or you can plead no contest. If you don't want to be found guilty, convicted, and sentenced today, don't plead no contest. Plead not guilty. A no contest plea doesn't admit guilt. It does, however, admit the truth of the facts alleged against you. So if you plead no contest and I read through your file and it's there in the police report that, yeah, you did it, I'm going to find you guilty no matter what you have to say. You're not going to talk your way out of it, okay? So again, if you don't want to be found guilty, plead not guilty. If you do that, your case gets randomly assigned, set for a trial. You get notice by mail. So when you sign up on your bond paperwork when you leave here today, take the 2 seconds necessary to make sure your address in the upper left-hand corner is correct. Because if you don't and it's wrong, you probably won't get your notice. And if you don't get your notice, you probably won't show up for court. And if you don't show up for court, you just saw that, we will definitely issue a warrant for your arrest. And that's a stupid reason to be in jail. All right?
Oh, that's a dumb reason.
On the day of your trial, if you say, well, you never mind, Judge, I just want to plead guilty or no contest, you can do that. You're not going to get a harsher sentence, but you'll rack up some extra court costs. So be advised of that. If you intend to go to trial and you're going to represent yourself, bring all the evidence that you want the court to consider with you. And that includes any witnesses.
It's
that you
Mr.
want the court
Bartles
to
from
hear
Bartles
You
and
can't testify
James.
to what somebody else said. That's hearsay. If you have evidence in the form of photographs or video that you've taken with your phone, print out hard copies of the pictures, download the video to a flash drive. Because if you don't, you want it admitted,
Pedro, how
have
are
to
you,
admit your
friend?
phone into evidence. We keep evidence for 50 years. All right.
1 o'clock.
Last thing I guess I really want to talk to you guys about is lawyers. Every single one of you, no matter whether you're charged with spitting on the sidewalk or, punching somebody in the face, has the right to go out and hire a lawyer if you like. If you're facing jail time based on what you're charged with, you're eligible to ask the court to give you a lawyer for free, which we will do if you qualify based upon your income and your expenses, and if you submit your application. If you would like to get a lawyer, plead not guilty today. If you're going to hire your own,
I wonder if that
start
guy's
making those
dead
phone
or
calls
not.
the minute you get back home today. If you're going to go court appointed, turn in your application, goes to the clerk, and as I mentioned earlier, that's where you're going next. So don't leave the floor without turning that in. It will take you less than 5 minutes to do it.
And also,
And
don't
just as an
forget to
aside,
like
for those of you
this video.
who,
It takes less than
want to
2
hire private
seconds
counsel,
to
but,
do it.
Are eligible to ask for court appointed, fill out your application and turn it in anyway, because if you qualify, you're going to have a lawyer no matter what. But if you're able to hire somebody, then that lawyer comes in, takes over, court appointed counsel is out. My experience over the last 12 years sitting here has been that a lot of people don't have the necessary funds to hire counsel. So you don't want to show up on the day of your
Lawyers are
trial
expensive.
asking for a continuance because you now have to ask for court appointed. All right. If
I
you have any
cherish
questions,
my
feel free to
funds.
ask when you're up here. First today is going to be James Hoffner.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hoffner. Do you understand your rights in court today?
I do.
All right. And did you receive a copy of your citation?
Yes.
Did you read it? And do you understand you've been charged with speeding, specifically going 105 miles an hour in a 70-mile-per-hour zone?
Yes, sir.
That's a minor misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is a $150 fine. However, there is a possible license suspension of up to 1 year, but it's not mandatory. So how would you like to plead?
Guilty.
And if you plead guilty, you admit that you did what they say you did. There's no trial. The state doesn't have to prove anything. Understand?
Understand.
And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
All righty. Now, you're in just a regular passenger vehicle, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you work for Volvo?
I work for M&K Truck Center. They sell Volvo trucks.
Okay. So you're a salesman.
Yes.
Okay.
and I-
It was a
and I
work
drive
truck.
Oh,
Not
you
good.
do? Okay. But this was in your private vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Going to ask you a
Oh, okay.
question. Just a hint.
All
The wrong answer is I didn't know I was going that fast. Why are you going 105 miles an hour on the
I
expressway?
do. Yeah, I was in the left lane. I call them the whoop-de-doos. I've been driving out here for 18 years. And we were going through in a
The hills.
BMW. Yeah, I
Yeah.
call it the high wall.
Right.
And we were going by the high wall, and I was in the left lane behind a 300M, and it was going like 75, which we all were. A BMW goes out around another car, then I got behind them and went and then got up over the other thing, and then what we got another mile, and they were sitting there and pointing us over.
Now,
And I didn't even see them. My daughter did, so thank God.
Well, you're heading westbound. So was this an air? Okay, they were using
They were air
airspeed zone.
Yes.
You said you've been driving this way for 18 years. What for?
I coach travel softball, and I go to Berliner,
Okay.
which is another 50 miles up the road.
Softball
That day, I was going to surprise my daughter. She was playing. Goes to Ohio University.
Mhm.
She was playing at Ohio State. And I was going there.
Okay. All right. How long you been with the company that you're with now?
4 years.
Okay. And how long you been driving the truck?
Oh, okay. Well, I drive. I'm getting my CDL now.
You're getting it now.
I'm getting my CDL. Yes.
Maybe not.
Sorry about that.
Maybe not. Just don't jump the gun on that.
Chiropractor school. I'm going to try to help her pay off some of them school debts.
Chiropractor
All right, now,
school.
normally,
I would love that job.
Impose a license suspension for 100 miles per hour or
Who
over.
wants a rub?
I'm going to cut you a break today. I don't have an abstract of your driving record for all I know. You're the worst driver in the world, but if you're trying to get your CDL, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and proceed under the belief that you have a clean driving record. So I'll just max you out $150 for costs imposed. Any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. You may
Sorry
go
to
with the
waste
bailiff.
Sorry to waste your time.
You didn't waste my. I'd be here whether you were here or not. So
Hooked him
Free
up on
apprentice.
that, I think, right? He could have really been a a-hole about it. Oh, yeah. Gun to
Good morning,
softball.
Good afternoon, I should say, Mr. Prentice. Do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir. I do.
Oh,
Did
my
you get a
God. Look
copy
at
of
his
your citation?
holes.
Yes.
Did you read it? Did you understand what it is you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
It says
Wait
failure
till
to
you
file
see
or
this
transfer
guy's
regular
holes,
residence
Creed.
registration.
Oh,
Since we don't get that very often, let me do a little bit of
105 and it
legal
gives him a
research here
break.
before
I don't know
advise you
about
of
it.
what you're facing. I think it's a minor misdemeanor, but let's make sure.
I mean, I understand he's getting his CDL and stuff.
All right.
I mean, that's that is a lot of that's fast.
That's going real fast.
What's wrong with his ears?
Actually,
I can
so they're
see the
claiming
judge.
that
I can't.
you told him bought the truck from the prior owner in the summer and didn't find him. Previous owner held on to the title. Gotcha. So, okay. So technically it's a 4th degree misdemeanor. So theoretically you're facing up to 30 days and a $250 fine and cost, but those penalties aren't mandatory. Understand?
Yeah.
How do you want to plead?
Guilty, sir.
All right. You realize that you're actually presumed to be innocent. You have the right to a trial with the court, and it's the state's burden to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, sir.
You understand all that's out the window if you plead guilty, because it is an admission of guilt. And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
All righty. I read the explanation that you gave to the officer. I'm assuming that's what you'd be telling me today.
Yeah.
Have you
Wide
taken care of
open.
it yet?
Yes, sir. I've got the truck transferred into my name.
Uh-oh,
I have
Jim.
proof of insurance here. It's been insured the whole time I've owned it. And
Sure.
I've actually got the
It's,
title.
I don't like hearing that.
transferred into my name.
So what was the deal as far as that guy not giving it to you earlier? Because it said it's been several
I
months.
bought it from my baby mom's brother, and
Okay.
he couldn't find it forever. And I just bought it to put a little bit of money into it, flip it, fix it.
I don't know what's going on back there.
Oh no, he's
And I
so
wasn't
close
pressed
to
about
Artie.
it because, if he, I don't know if I should tell you this or not, but I was just going to have him
Well,
fill
now
out
hold
his
on a minute.
title.
Do I need to advise you of your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent?
I had held off on transferring it in my name just because I was getting ready to sell it.
Okay.
But since this happened, I just went ahead and did everything.
Might
right
as
away,
well.
So
So is that what you do for a living, or is this just
Fair.
kind of on the side?
I pour concrete for a living.
And you work for Surge?
I work for Robertson Construction.
Okay.
Ah.
All righty. How long
Did
you
they
been with
let
them?
you have those ears, I
2 years
guess?
now.
What project are you working on right now?
right now we are at the Heath Airport. We just got done with the Northwest Garage.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here.
Go ahead.
He's got a decent job. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, $25 in court costs. I'll reflect the proof of insurance been satified. Any other questions today?
No, sir. Thank you
Then
very
you may
much.
go with the bailiff. Good luck to you.
big money.
You too.
It's a different group of
Daniel
folks
McKee.
today.
Hitting them where it hurts. The pocketbook, Creed.
Mr. McKee, come on up. You understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir.
And did you receive a copy of the complaint?
Yes, sir.
Did you read it? Do you understand you've been charged with violation of a protection order?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now that's a first-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is a fine of up to $1,000 and up to a 180-day jail term. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty.
And what is your current address?
I'm currently staying between friends and.
Okay, but do you use the
Couch
Stony Hill Road
surfing.
address as your mailing address?
Yes,
Who lives there?
that's my wife. Who
Okay.
The
Oh,
order is.
All
The
right.
protection
Yeah,
order.
we need to get a different.
That one not
mailing
gonna work.
address because basically, if you were getting arraigned by Judge George and it got assigned to me, and I saw that the addresses were the same as the protected party, I'd put on an entry ordering that the bond.
So I have a copy of the order, and does have pertinence. The order
Pertinence.
allows multiple exceptions, including communication and limited contact. That's the original order. If you'd like to look through it.
Well, let's see if I've got the
and-
same thing in here because
And
usually
that's
I do.
also.
This guy has a brother that screams slots. I don't know why he doesn't
Part
go
of-
stay with him.
What's going on with this. I also have an order, a court filing that, that order is
Yes.
in motion for dismissal by, my wife. And I have the court order for that as well.
Okay. So, I mean,
Uh,
So there's.
Parties allowed to communicate by
Telecommunication.
telephone and text, and I can attend marriage counseling sessions together.
it's a lot of contact.
When
What
we
is
meet
not
up,
It looks like this is a consent decree.
what's
I was gonna
not
say-
allowed at this point?
Well,
yeah,
we're not going to get into that right now because you've been
Right,
not guilty.
that's got to get
There's
kind of
also,
dicey when you've got some instructions like that.
writing,
But
and then, this was the soonest we could get that filing to either get it clarified or dismissed entirely, which is what the motion is before the magistrate who signed that order. And like I said, I have a copy of that motion.
I can't tell. I wanted to see if he had his wedding ring on or not.
I figured he was playing with it on his hand. This golden band.
Now, when they meet up late night and go park at the Walmart to hang out, is that
100%
for marriage counseling?
And I have the VA mails me my medication, and that would have caused problems with me being able to get my medication from the VA for my medical needs and my appointments. And,
Oh, no, Jim.
and it would have been
Keep us updated, please.
problematic for my disability and such. And given the fact that I'm allowed limited communication with her,
What branch did you serve in?
Navy, sir.
And how many years were you in?
I was in 4 years.
And what years did
Oh.
you serve? Like from when to when?
4 big ones.
2011, 2015.
Combat veteran?
Technically.
Okay.
I was in a combat zone. I served.
I worked in the mailroom,
aboard
Your
the
Honor.
USS Porter DG-78. We had a collision with a Chinese super tanker in the Straits of Hormuz.
Oh, okay.
We were actually semi-attached to the Big E's last strike group. So the last deployment of the USS Independence.
Okay, so you were
or
attached to a carrier.
USS Enterprise.
You were part of a carrier group?
Yes, well, we were what's called a semi-independent steamer.
Okay.
And we were in a combat area, so
So
the
that
VA
qualifies.
Yes, it
But
makes
does
me
that- does that-
uncomfortable saying that.
I get it. I don't think
About,
anybody's
yeah,
trying to
about
accuse you
that
of
water, did you
inflating
drink
your
any while you were
service
here?
record, but if what I understand you telling me is that because of that classification or that designation, that entitles you to even greater benefits?
Kind of,
Okay.
yes.
Well, if it does, then that's a good thing. The
Yes.
record should reflect, I'm going to hand you back that copy. Here's what I'm going to do. Number one, I'm going to enter your plea of not guilty at your request. Number two, I'll release you on your own recognizance. Obviously, the
He's probably
prosecutor-
100%,
prosecutor's
so he
office
probably
didn't
gets
think
a
it was
little over $3
too
grand a
terribly
month.
serious because they didn't issue a warrant on this. They issued a summons, and you appeared here voluntarily. So
Yes.
the only condition of your bond is to abide by the CPO. All right. So
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying no contact with her. I'm not saying you can't get mail there. But if the CPO says you can't, that's an issue. If it doesn't, then that's fine. But
Yes, sir.
simply abide by the terms of the CPO. Now, here what will happen with your case here.
Yes, sir.
It'll get randomly assigned to one of the judges, and it'll be set for trial. We will send notice of the court date to the address that you put down on your bond paperwork.
Yes, sir.
And if it's the Stony Hill Road address, that's where it's going to go. But you can also track your own case online at our website too.
Yes, sir.
You have the right to hire an attorney if you like. You can go for court appointed if you want to. And we take into account both your income and your expenses. So, disability doesn't exactly make people rich. I get that. So, you're
No, but
probably
the-
going to qualify.
The
And as I
VA
said,
money
even
is
if
the
you
money
think you
from
wanna
the
hire an attorney,
military
unless you got
is
something already
decent.
lined up, fill it out anyway.
Way better than like
But
Social
don't wait on
Security
dealing
or
with the
something.
attorney. Okay.
No, I've already
Got it
filled
filled
it out. I'm
out?
planning on handing
And
it
turning
in
it in
today.
today. Okay, very well. Well, this will get set probably within about the next 4 to 5 weeks till the very latest. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, then you may go with the bailiff, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Brett Showman.
It's the one
Come on
in
up,
the
Mr.
suit
Showman.
or the
You understand
weird
your rights in
hair?
court today.
The suit.
May I have your rights form, please?
He's got weird hair too, Creed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good point, but I
And did
can't,
you receive? You didn't, I don't
I
think.
can't
They
tell
got
what the
that
other
right
one is.
here.
It's weird hair or a hat.
Okay, so let's see here. There's only one charge. The Licking County Sheriff's alleging that on or about October the 31st of this year, within Licking Township in Licking County, Ohio, that you did recklessly violate the terms of a protection order issued or a consent agreement approved pursuant to section 2919.26 or 3113.31 of the revised code. It's commonly known as violation of protection order. It's a first degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalties are up to $1,000
Back to
fine,
back.
up to 180-day jail term. How do you wish to plead? And what is your current address?
236 Sherwood Downs Road, South, New York, Ohio.
Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Look at the suit.
I am a sanitation manager at SOA 13 plant.
Okay.
A sanitation manager?
Let me take a look here at the file. Don't worry
That
about
means he
your
wears a
warrant real
suit
quick, all right?
when he drives the truck.
How were you made aware that you had a warrant for your arrest?
I just seen it online.
I wore a suit to court. They'll
I
believe
actually
me.
I didn't get a copy of the complaint. I don't know what's.
You're going to. I'm going to
what's
hand
the
it to you afterwards.
Ugly ass color suit, by the way.
Actually, I'm not sure.
I'm
why
the
we've got
lead trash collector.
waiting to paint together. I just don't give it to you right away because then you'll just start reading it and not pay attention to what I have to say. So it's just human nature. But bear with me. I just want to read real quick what the police report says.
Any chance he didn't go get his hair cut for court? Do 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 do.
I think he did. He complimented him when he walked up.
That's a damn nice suit, son. Sanitation General.
Build the hope, Michael. I got a good run with live chasing.
Never know.
It was a fun one. Weird, but fun one. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No matter what he's wearing, he still violated his protective order.
Yeah, either way. I wouldn't think it's very common to have those.
How many shifts do they have at GB Foods?
Like the last one had.
Yeah.
And which shift do you work?
I am on the 3:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. shift.
Oof.
And how long have you worked for the company?
I worked there for 3 years.
And did you get that suit from Amazon.com?
The shirt and tie are terrible. I mean, I don't want to be rude, but I don't.
But one of the best dressed we've ever seen in Licking County. So there is that. That's saying something.
Do you think it sways the judge one way or the other?
I
With
think that
his perception of you.
I think in some respect it may, a tiny little bit, especially the way
All
you
right.
carry yourself.
Well, in reviewing the file, the
I think you're right.
allegation, looking at your previous criminal history, which is pretty minimal here, I will go ahead and release you on your own recognizance subject to a couple of conditions. Number one, you're not to be in possession of any firearms or weapons. Number two, you're to abide by all terms of the CPO. And number three, you're not to have any contact with the protected parties, which in this case would be, I believe the only protected party is Brittany Bidner.
Yes.
But I'm going to put on a no
Poor
contact with Evan.
Damn it,
Stevens.
Brittany.
All right.
Stay away from Brittany. For goodness sake.
Now, just be aware that if there's an allegation that there's been a violation of bond, if it's a credible allegation and there's proof to back it up, your bond can get revoked. It could be set in an amount that is higher than you might be able to post, in which case you would be held in lieu of the bond down at the jail until the case were resolved. Understand?
Can I just ask you one quick question?
Yep.
So
Are you gay?
this all started back in April in the civil courts, and we're still currently going through like civil court matters. I was at work Monday. So is there any way?
Well, let's hold off on talking about what may or may not have happened because you have entered a plea of not guilty. Everything we're doing is being recorded and could be reviewed by the prosecution and used.
Oh, good for
Any other questions today? The record should reflect that I'm handing you your copy of the complaint.
Shut that down, didn't he?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, yeah, I think that does. I think if you have a job, I think
All
that
right,
helps
that's
you
going
out
to bring us
too.
to Thomas Hawes.
That's makes a difference. I mean, let's look at Thomas walking up here and
All right.
the difference.
Mr. Hawes, you understand your rights in court today?
Yes.
Have your rights.
You know,
it's the blue meanie.
Why don't you tell me what it is and I'll write it down.
740 763
763
2479.
2479. You live out in the east part of the county, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that poor guy.
You understand your rights, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get a copy of the two complaints? Looks like you got them right there. Did you read them?
Kind of.
All right. Well, here's what we'll do. I'll go ahead and I'll read them for you. Licking County Dog Warden in
Read
Count
them
1
to me,
alleges on
Honor.
or about October the 14th of this year within Hanover Township and in Licking County, Ohio, that you did knowingly make a false statement with the purpose to mislead a public official and in performing the public official's official function. That's commonly known as falsification, and it is misdemeanor of the first degree, and it carries up to 180 days in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. So you understand that that's the
There you
first
go,
charge
Eric.
that's been filed.
Right.
Not why it has been, but you understand that's a charge that's been filed.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was two.
Okay. Well, the second count alleges
I was
on or
trying to
about
watch
the same date,
Creed,
same
so.
location, that you being the owner, keeper, or harborer of any dangerous dog did fail to obtain a dangerous dog registration certificate from the county auditor pursuant to Division I of Section 955.22. That is a fourth degree misdemeanor, and the maximum penalty there is up to a 30-day jail term and up to a $250 fine. So you understand that that's the other charge.
I do now.
Yeah. How do you want to plead to the charges?
Now that you read it to me,
And
yes.
What is your current address
14095 Wolford Road,
and city and state?
New York, Ohio.
And what do you do for a living?
Nothing.
Okay. Are you disabled, unemployed?
Just unemployed.
Okay.
That's a great way to answer.
When's the last time you were working regularly?
I was 18.
Okay. And what
Do you
kind of work
see
did
how
you
I
do
have to
back
lean
I
on this? It's
worked
been
at
a
Harry
while.
David for like a week and a half.
then? Oh,
I can't
okay.
stand up to that.
Well, that was a while ago, huh?
Yeah.
We could have.
He's only had a week and a half
This has
job
gotta
his
be
entire
something to
life.
say. You certainly don't look like you were born in 1966.
Yeah, I don't know why it says that.
Well, I don't know, but
Because it's
maybe
96.
you could maybe claim some AARP benefits a little early or something like that. Maybe apply for Social Security. Who
It's
knows?
supposed to be 96.
I believe it is. And my hunch tells me they'll probably go ahead and amend that. But here's what will happen for now. You're going to be released on your own recognizance, notified by mail the next court date. You're eligible to ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. And you have the application form already. If you're going to do that, do it today. But the main thing is don't wait until the day of trial to deal with getting it.
What happened was my friend brought me a dog.
Well, let's hold off on talking about it because you pled not guilty
My
today.
friend brought me a dog.
All this will be gotten into on the date of trial.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope.
Then you may go with the bailiff. Thank you, sir. And the
Wow,
court stands in.
that guy. What a winner, Creed.
I'd love to how quickly. Oh no work. Where we at here?
Back where we were, Creed.
Oh,
I'm a man of my word. I said we would return, and we have.
hey, at least he made it to court. Blue hair there.
I had a job when I was 18 for a week and a half.
Hey, now.
Worst week and a half of my entire life.
Did he say what it was that he did?
Yeah, construction.
Week and a half.
Which meant he was probably just cleaning up after the construction workers. Because I just don't see him as a skilled craftsman, perhaps would be a good word for it. No discernible skills. Yeah, he's got hit in the head. Look at those knots on his head.
Hell of a resume, though.
All right. Let's run over your qualifications. So you had a job for 1.5 weeks. Congrats. What makes you
Hold
think
up
you
here
should-
at Clayton County.
They're wondering why that looks like a football on top of his head. It looks like it's like stitches on a football. Well, we're waiting.
Well,
don't make me fast forward.
We can come right back to that. I want to show you this nice cast of characters, and the green screen's working very well for both of them. Looks very legit and real.
I like that the judge's hair seems to be like leaving it, but returning.
Looks like looks like a hair on a doll.
A doll. Yeah, doll's eyes. This guy just creeping me out, staring at me, Creed.
Yeah, don't make eye contact.
Somebody's at the door. Judge, are you alive?
Probation.
There she is.
Failure to complete your community service, failure to comply with counseling, and failure to pay. It appears, sir, that you have not received at least 3 days' notice of this hearing.
Did
Do you
nothing.
wish to have 3 days' notice of the hearing, or do you wish to go forward with the hearing today? I'm sorry.
Go forward.
All right, go ahead, Miss. Okay.
Mr. Myers entered a plea to the offense of battery family violence on the 13th day of June and was sentenced to 12 months of probation. He's violated his terms and conditions of probation in the following particulars. He's failed to provide proof of completed 40 hours of community service and provided falsified documentation. He's failed to provide proof of completing a family violence intervention program. He has provided proof of 0 of 24 sessions. He's failed to pay as instructed and is currently $139 in arrears, specifically $72 in court-ordered fines, $67 in supervision fees. He last made a payment on October the 19th in the amount of $300. He has a total obligation of $249. Time remaining on the case is 7 months and 8 days. This is his second hearing.
Wow. He's really done nothing, huh?
You know, something just occurred to me. How did Miss Leslie get on this Zoom today?
Yeah, she was just on Zoom.
She's not a victim. You don't know, Miss Woodham? Did you give her the Zoom?
Absolutely not. Or
Ms.
your email
Pavone,
address.
Did you give her the Zoom information?
Your Honor, she came
Yes.
to my, well, her or the sister, they came to my office for the Zoom link, and I gave them the Zoom link. I didn't know
No.
it would be an issue for the Zoom link. I
Don't
won't
give
do it
out the
again.
Zoom link. But and
I
I
won't,
tell
no
you why I
problem.
brought it up, Ms.
Yes, ma'am,
Thomas.
Your Honor.
If you ever have any question with anyone, don't give anyone my Zoom information. Tell them to contact me.
Very well, Your Honor, won't happen
Yeah,
here.
just not
And
just
what
don't
probably
email.
happened is they probably did, and they were told no. Like Mr. Myers' family member contacted my office, and I said, no, you cannot have access to my Zoom link unless you are, you know, if you're a victim and the solicitor's office is giving you, that's different because you're a participant in the case. Attorney,
Judge having to crack
probation
down
officers,
today.
or just regular members of the family that just want to say something, no, they can watch it on YouTube. That's why we stream it live. So if they want to see what's happening, they can do that. And it
Right,
didn't
that's
even
why we do
occur
it.
to me until just now, because I remember Mr. Myers' situation when his family member I specifically remember saying no. If he's not mentally ill or has some kind of mental defect, I don't need to hear from anybody's family member. Because these are grown people we're dealing with. Now, if they
Completely
have
understood.
something that's wrong
Grown
going
folk.
on with them, then that's one thing. But thank you, Ms. Thomas, and yeah, don't do that again.
Yes, completely understood. Thank you.
Okay,
Damn.
just refer them to our office.
Take that.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Your Honor.
With Mr. Myers, did you hear Miss O'Kelly's allegations that she's made against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree or do you deny that you
Looks like
have
he's got
received?
lips like about 4 inches.
Ow. I'm sorry, do you agree or do you deny that you violated your probation in the ways that she's alleged?
Yes, I agree. Yes, ma'am.
And he's got a huge mustache.
Ms. O'Kelly, do you have a recommendation for Mr. Myers' case?
Credit for time served to return to probation.
That's
When
it?
he was taken into custody on Monday, he informed me that he did enroll in the family violence courses, but I was unable to get the documentation before they detained him.
How was he taken in custody from the probation office?
Yes, ma'am.
What was his warrant issued for the, let's see.
For falsification of community service.
Oh, yeah, because you brought
Diabetes.
this to me, right? This is
Yes,
what you
ma'am. He
brought
had
to
a,
me?
yes, this the one that had the walk-in hearing. The last time we had the probation
yeah.
walk-in. Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
Uh-oh.
contacted that guy.
Mhm.
He said no, he'd never heard of you, and he didn't do that. So that was really bad for you to do that. Really, really bad. And I think I told you you were going to jail if you did it, and you did it anyway. Okay. How long has he been in jail?
Since the 31st.
And your recommendation is return him to probation?
Yes, ma'am. Credit for time, sir.
Mr. Myers,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not gonna follow that recommendation. No, because I gave you a few opportunities to come clean on this. I did. And you just continue to lie to my face. So maybe that's why your mama's calling. Because she know
Her
that you
mama
in trouble
calling.
now. How much time is left on his case, Ms. O'Kelly?
It appears 7 months and 8 days. She also contacted me, Judge, if I could just.
I'm sure she contacted everybody.
She stated that Mr. Myers has
There's him
issues
without his
remembering
mask.
things. She does a lot of things for him.
Mhm.
He's unable to read, and he's dyslexic, I believe she stated.
Hi, Nate.
But I informed her that I take my instructions from you. You were informed that he did not perform these hours, and here we are.
Tried to fake some
Yeah,
community service hours.
I definitely understand people not being able to read, people being dyslexic. I don't hear any excuse as to why those conditions would cause him to lie to my face.
Somebody call my mama.
I don't know how any of those things would cause him to lie to my face. And so for that, no, it's too late for that.
God, I love her.
Too late for that. You done, son. Wow. And their recommendation was just to let him out.
Yeah.
You start over. He's already lied twice and come in here.
Hell no.
She's like, nah, your mom ain't calling me no more.
And I don't think it's only been once or twice.
And Judge, may I add, I did
times.
inform his mother, Miss Evans, just in case she is streaming, to send in the
Florida?
documentation that
Florida
she's stating
Evans?
his disability. I haven't yet to receive anything.
But
so she
none
was
of that,
lying.
A
I
disability
understand.
does not cause people to lie.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I think the mom was trying to
Because if
back
that
up.
was the case, it'd be a whole lot
lie.
of people on disability.
Uh-huh.
Sir, I'm going to revoke 180 days and close your case. You'll get credit from October 31st. Have a good day. You can go back with the deputy. Don't lie to the judge again.
Spending your 180 days in jail. No Thanksgiving. No
All right, Ms. O'Kelly, do you have
Christmas.
anything else?
No New
No, ma'am, that's
Year's
all I
Eve
have. May I be
party.
excused?
All right. Yes, you may. And can I have partain, deputy?
Wow.
That's an interesting turn.
Yeah. What you got, Creed?
I'm not sure, actually, other than this little guy who looks like he's got a big package. Hang on until we go back to court. I have no idea what's going on here.
Who doesn't love a little guy with a
And it
big
usually
package?
involves making different style of writing, making capital letters, various things you can do to disguise the writing.
It's got a nice house.
Is he a
Now,
writing
Fair to
analysis?
say that
dude?
you have more experience
This guy's
today
little
than you
guy.
did
Look,
in
it looks like he's got a
1983,
giant
correct?
package.
That's
Well,
correct.
Probably does.
Okay.
Packing heat.
Now, looking at those writing samples today, those 2 exemplars, would you stick by that conclusion?
I would, and I would say that in my career of 48 years, I've seen disguised writing similar to this in some instances, but this is
Jim, we'll see you for Florida Friday on
the,
Ring of Chicks.
more clear-cut cases for me as far as disguise.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Restate what you just said, one of the what cases?
More clear-cut cases of
Clear cut. Thank you. You broke up a little. Clear cut cases. Thank you. Miss.
If you want to jump to mine, since the writing analysis is over, I am ready for Knox.
Go ahead.
I thought we were going to go to 102 and open it.
Just real quick, Jacob Mitchell.
Whoa!
Oh, that is.
And he's looking at 102 and he's like giving
He's
him
like,
the
hey,
high sign.
You see this down here? Yeah, you can have this later. You see?
Wow.
Mm.
I mean,
looking good. Sorry to get everybody so turned on. Friday afternoon.
What size shirt did we give him?
9X.
And I love that 102 is so well known amongst other criminals because he's been there for a while. For at least a couple of weeks, we keep seeing the same guy in 102. Get your votes in now. What did this very fit young man with the bishop haircut do?
I do have Mitchell. I have to pull
He's
him.
I'm letting you know he's been pre-trialed, so I don't need him.
You don't need Mitchell.
I don't need Jacob Mitchell.
I'll mark him off my list.
He's a beaut.
What's your name, sir?
Brandon Haycock.
Brandon.
You're looking very good today, sir. Hope you're having a good night.
Well, it's the start of a long night, so.
You're looking great, sir. So are you, bud. So are you.
Have you read all those books behind you?
Those are reference. I mean, that's the Tennessee code. So I've.
This
read
isn't
some of
real.
it, but not all. Of it.
So many.
It's not real.
It's not really type of books you sit down and read. They're just books you look up stuff when you need to know it. Kind of like an encyclopedia.
Buggery.
Okay, Mr. Acuff, you have 2 charges: aggravated assault to C felony and possession of drug paraphernalia and a misdemeanor. I'm not asking whether you agree with those charges, but do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yeah.
Need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about these charges. If you give up that right,
This magistrate's a
anything
lot
you
faster,
say
by
may
the
be
way.
used against you in court.
I noticed.
You have the right to have an
And
attorney
he
represent
had a
you.
little bit of a
You cannot
conversation
appoint
with the dude.
one.
I'm kind of
I can appoint one to
surprised.
represent you, and you have the
Little
right
back
to
and
have
forth.
a preliminary hearing on these charges.
Those of you who
where
were
a
not
judge
here
will listen to
yesterday,
evidence
the magistrate
and
just cut
determine
off
whether
the guy who
there's
was talking about his
probable
stage
cause for
4
the charges
cancer
to
that
be
he has.
prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
He was on death's
Can I get
door.
Mr. David Skidmore to represent me again? I had court yesterday.
Possibly, but first of all, do you understand the rights that I went over?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear from the answers you gave on this affidavit are true?
What are the affidavit?
It's an affidavit that you filled out that answered questions about your income?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where's he
Put
work?
your hand down. How long have you lived in Knoxville?
On my life.
Good.
It's a good start.
I've been trying to help people.
And
Been
yourself?
staying over off Gay Street and Broadway under the shelter, trying to help people.
Did you say
Car
Gay
and all that
Street?
good stuff. I just choose to be homeless.
He chooses to be homeless, Creed.
Some people do.
I
A
don't
man
hurt
of the
nobody.
street.
I like to dance. I'm very seductive. I've learned so many good tactics.
Let this guy keep
I'm a
talking,
nice
please.
guy.
He's a dancer.
Did he say he's very seductive? I agree.
Yeah, no, I listen. The minute
I'm
he
turned
walked
on
out-
right now.
You look like a nice guy too.
Well, thank you.
You married?
Mr. Acuff, trying to get through your arraignment here. Your bond is going to be set at $15,000 on the ag assault.
Wow.
No contact with the alleged victim.
You don't hurt nobody.
Devontae Sabalius. And a $1,000 bail on the drug paraphernalia charge. Total bond is $16,000. Looks like the public defender's office is representing you on some other matters, so I'll appoint them to represent you on your new charge. So it will be Mr. Skidmore representing you.
Oh boy.
You're kind of cute. You married?
You stand up for me, magistrate, please, just for a second. Turn around.
And your cases will be set for this Monday, the 7th, in felony court for a bond hearing. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You have any kids, Your Honor?
I have Phil and him and 102 talk back and forth through the wall a lot.
Oh yeah. I could have went half an hour of him just asking him questions. That's
Can we get him on the show? I mean, he's a jailhouse DTF. There you go. But none of that DTF. Wow, what a great.
That was a nice start.
He's a winner.
Yeah, so much going on. We don't even say anything about the fact that the lawyer's Skidmore.
He's like, do.
Ladies and gentlemen,
are you surprised?
Look, new dating online.
I mean, after all the sex we just seen come out.
What is your name, sir?
Dominic Allen.
Do you dance?
What about the books? You like the books or what? What do you think about the books? You read them books behind you, Mikey? Slim Jim.
Why are they creeping up on our boy here?
I know, is a shivin coming? 102, of course, right in the window.
Mr. Allen, you've been charged with possession with intent to sell a Schedule II controlled substance, a C felony. I'm not asking whether you agree with that charge, but you understand what you've been charged with.
Yes, sir.
You need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about your case. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on this charge where a judge will listen to evidence and determine whether there is probable cause for the charge to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear from the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Is 102 just like
yeah, he's just like
against the wall like this?
Yes.
Okay. How much do you make per week or per month?
I can't hear you, sir.
How much do you make per week or per month?
900 a week.
920?
A week?
900
a week. Good for you.
Wow.
That's good pay.
Sell some drugs. Sexfind.biz, ladies and
Do you have
gentlemen.
any minor children?
Yes, I have one.
One
How long
minor.
have you lived in Knoxville?
Like 5 to 6 months.
Wow, he's a flight risk then.
Nice, Griggs. Enjoy that.
That'll be good. You'll really enjoy it.
Oh, we got one up here too. If you look over 3 doors from my finger,
3 doors down,
and 4 doors down.
Can you imagine working the night shift here? I mean, it's like
probably
so boring.
No, I really couldn't imagine it just being in that environment alone.
My one son keeps talking about going to get a job as a jailer. I'm like, well, just think about it.
Your bond set at $7,500. I'm going to be appointing the Knox County Public Defender's Office to represent you. There will be a $100 administrative fee assessed to you by the 17th. If you cannot pay by then, don't worry. They will add it to your other court costs.
Why does he have to pay
$100?
$100?
This Monday,
It's usually
the
$50
7th in felony court for a bond hearing. If you're able to bond out before then, that's fine. They'll give you a new court date. That'll be out a few weeks if you do.
All right.
You want to watch some of these? Hang out for a little bit?
Yeah, we'll hang out for just a little bit.
All right, I will BRB.
You do that.
What's your name, sir?
Sean Mott.
Welcome. Think about wait. That's how it works. See, our jail is really small, SMall. So, and I know a lot of people that have worked there and stuff like that. I know a lot of people work at the sheriff's department, that kind of thing. Name dropping, watch out. Oh, Kurt, thank you for letting me know that. I will not be clicking any of those. You got some fingernails? Show me your hands.
You have 2 charges, unlawful possession of a weapon, an A misdemeanor, and simple possession of marijuana, also an A misdemeanor. I'm not asking whether you agree with the charges, but do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
Need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about these charges. If you give up that right,
no.
Anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you if you cannot afford one. I can appoint one to represent you, and you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on these charges where a judge would listen to evidence and determine whether there is probable cause for the charges to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I didn't hear you.
Do you swear from the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, he got some long ass
How
fingernails.
much do
Did
you
y'all
make
see
per
those?
week or per month?
I say I made about 5 something.
Five
every week, yeah.
500 a week, roughly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
How
bet.
long have you lived in Knoxville?
My whole life.
He does got some, his claws, his fingernails are like, you gonna claw somebody's eyes out. I feel like 102 is the mayor. Those laws are so weird, Keith. They're all over the place. The only time, I mean, everybody's welcome to do whatever they want, but my God, every time somebody shows up at, like, if I'm shopping or something and somebody shows up that's been smoking weed in their car, that's all you can smell the entire time. Just that's it. That's the whole store. Everybody's looking at each other, trying to figure out who's the one been smoking weed in the car.
Cases, your bond on each of these is $500, so your total bond is $1,000. Cases will be set this Monday, the 7th, in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing. But if you're able to bond out before then, they'll be reset out a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like Attorney Aubrey Davis is representing you on your other matters. I'll appoint him to represent you on your new charges as well. Be waiving the administrative fee. Good luck to you, sir.
What was the bond again?
One.
So 1,000.
Total 1,500 on each of them.
So I mean, is it 1,000, 10%?
Yes, 10% of that plus a bondsman's fee.
Just tell him it's $100. Just tell him. Help the man out. He was struggling.
What's your name, sir?
Alexander Buckner.
Mr. Buckner.
Reminds me of the weed when Fat Guy used to walk back into the KZQ studios back in the day. They're tiny little studios too, and we would be working at night, just be him and I.
That's all you can smell.
Mr. Buckner, you have an attachment from a prior charge of theft under $1,000. The bond has not been set on that charge. It'll be addressed in court by the judge. You have a new charge of theft of merchandise under $1,000. That is an A misdemeanor. I'm not asking whether you agree with these charges, but do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
Need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about these matters. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you if you cannot afford one. I can appoint one to represent you, and you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on these charges where a judge would listen to evidence and determine whether there is probable cause for the charges to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand, and do you swear or affirm the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Yes.
That looks just like him.
How long have you lived in Knoxville?
Like 4 years.
Taking up all the air on that one. Stealing. Oh, how the mighty have
Your
fallen.
bail on the new charge will be set at $1,000 with the condition you stay off all belt store property. Of course, you still have a to be set on the attachment, so the judge will be addressing that in court. Be setting your cases for this Monday, the 7th, in misdemeanor court for, well, let me confirm it's in here.
Mayor, enjoy.
Take care.
Yeah, I think he's had some spray paint in his lungs. Can see him huffing anything.
Walking around with a silver
You're
face.
going to be set for bond hearing in misdemeanor court this Monday, the 7th. Hang on one second. I'll make sure you have an attorney.
Cocaine.
Are you planning? It looks like you had a retained attorney previously.
Yes. Okay.
Are you planning to, is someone in your family, or are you planning to hire an attorney, or do you need an appointed attorney?
I need an appointed one.
Okay.
And him buying into petty GMS is pretty cool. Yeah. Very, very
I'm appointing
unexpected.
the Knox County Public Defender's Office to represent you,
Well,
waiving the administrative fee.
that's a
And
good
your
day.
case, as I said, your cases will be set this Monday, the 7th, in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Well, Creed, I guess that's about where we call it a day.
All right. Well, sounds good. Appreciate nice crowd today. That's always good. We got a long day too, because of course we got Florida Friday coming up 4:05 East for We Gotta Chase.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. A guy claiming paranormal activity has something to do with his issues, but I mean,
all right,
it's going to get wild. When I say wild, viewer discretion is advised. It's going to get wild.
And something that at the beginning of the week I didn't think that we were going to do today. That is members only at 6 o'clock East. Nothing planned other than I don't, anyways, yet, but I will.
I got a few things.
I kind of want to talk to everybody a little bit and kind of ask a few questions.
Oh, y'all better be studied. Creed's got questions.
Yeah. Will there be anybody falling from the sky today from We Gotta Chase?
I mean, anything's possible, right? We're in Florida. It's going to be it's a pretty action-packed show. I will say that much.
All right, guys. Appreciate you hanging out. Good day at court today. Got to see some licking even. And okay.
We got to see some licking even. All right. Licking from the dog behind. I mean, cat from behind Creed.
Iowa golfer Lisa with her first ever super chat of $10. Thank you. Lead 91 Bravo. James, Ulysses, Mayor, and Flusher. Thank you, guys. Thank all of you for the likes, the new subs. Welcome. A lot of new names around.
Yeah.
Always nice.
And now's the time for you to do some searching. Go back, check out some of our shorts that we've done recently. Also dig in, see some of the old content we have. We have so many playlists, almost 2,000 videos. My God. And it's all yours right at your fingertips. Absolutely free.
That's right. Spend an entire weekend with us.
Or an entire year.
Yeah.
You can do either or. I think it'd take about that long to get through it all. Yeah, so make sure you like this video if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, who loves you, baby?
diabetes.